I used to smoke, and I had smoked for several years, about 10 years altogether, and off and on throughout that 10 years I had quit, and I'd started back up and I'd quit again. So nothing really worked for me to just quit. I put my mind to it that I was going to quit. I had an Aunt Fran who smoked all through my childhood. I always remember her with a cigarette in her mouth. She just always had smoking, always was smoking. She ended up being diagnosed with COPD in her 50s, and she continued to smoke. Even though she was diagnosed with COPD, she continued to smoke. She ended up being on an oxygen tank after that and lived for probably 10 years on an oxygen tank. Not very much fun in life when you're strapped to an oxygen tank. You really can't do much. You don't feel good anyways because you can't breathe. So the last 10 years of her life, she suffered quite a bit. And she finally passed away in 2008. So smoking not only hurts your expenses and wallet, we all know how expensive it is to buy cigarettes, I remember. It also, the most important thing that it does, the worst thing that it does to you is it damages your body. That's the most horrible thing that anybody could do to themselves, really. It's a long death. Is really what it is. I'm going to discuss, the three things I'm going to discuss is how smoking is unhealthy, the methods used to quit, the benefits there are to quitting. Smoking can take away many pleasures because of its damaging effects. It damages lung tissues and the air sac tissues that causes the COPD and lung cancer, other breathing problems like chronic bronchitis. I think that's all. Consistent smoking leads to lung cancer, respiratory, and cardiovascular problems. The methods to quit. There's medications that you can take that can help you, like Chantix and Wellbutrin. You're probably familiar with those. They kind of help with the anxiety, get you through. You know, a lot of us get irritable when we quit smoking. I remember. I know how it is. Nicotine patches, nasal sprays, gum. There's all kinds. Inhalers. Did you know there was inhalers? Let's see. Even candies, suckers, things like that. They give you small doses of the nicotine, so then that way you're not having cravings so much. It helps knock those cravings down. And the nicotine is that it's smoked. That's what's harmful. It's not really harmful if you're getting it in small doses of another form. There are mental and physical benefits to quitting smoking. You can breathe better, which makes you feel better. You avoid serious medical conditions like the COPD that I talked about earlier, the bronchitis, things like that, lung cancer. And according to Dr. Hurt from the Mayo Clinic, dopamine and serotonin are pleasure chemicals released during pleasurable activities. Smoking causes this release of the dopamine. So not only are you physically addicted, you are mentally addicted to it. So if you do other activities that help, release the dopamine, that helps to help you quit. So OrganizedWisdom.com did research and found that lung cancer in the United States is responsible for 29% of cancer deaths. I'm going to stress cancer because there's other types of deaths. In 2007, 203,536 patients were diagnosed with lung cancer. Out of that high number, 158,683 of them died that same year that they were diagnosed. That's 77%. That's a lot. The World Health Organization research shows that COPD causes 440,000 of deaths per year. So if you add the 440,000 plus the 158,000, you do the math. That's big numbers. Smokers are two to four times more likely to develop heart disease than non-smokers. They are 10 times more likely to suffer a stroke than non-smokers. So not only are you hurting your lungs, there's other things. You got a whole body system that it goes through. So with the knowledge of how harmful smoking is, we should focus on how to quit. Regardless of the difficulties, there are several strategies that can help you to quit smoking. First, don't be afraid to fail. Be adamant about quitting. Keep trying, even if you mess up. Second, talk to your doctor about medications that are specific to your needs. If you have a hand-to-mouth habit, he can, set you up with some medication that will help knock that habit down. Third, set a quitting goal. 2 to 3 weeks is good because you aren't pushing yourself too hard, but you're not putting it off. Reduce your cigarette intake. Fourth, let others know you're quitting so they can give you support. And lastly, incorporate exercise or a hobby that will encourage natural dopamine release. Remember what Dr. Herc said about smoking and dopamine. You're mentally and physically addicted. So take actions to quit discipline and reduce your consumption. Take medications to aid in anxiety. Create an enjoyable hobby or exercise. Get support. So what I'm doing today is to challenge you to make a change, to quit. If not for you and your health, maybe for the young children you influence in your life. The kids who admire you want you to be healthy, and they want to be like you. So, would you rather smoke cigarettes with these special kids who you influence so much, or would you rather lead them to living healthy lives? Living healthy lives. They learn by our actions, so let's teach them how to live healthy by being healthy. Quit smoking. Yay! I can't get it to stop.
That way.
You might have to.
It's a big red button.